Guys, a lot of things have started to shift in this market, and we're going to talk about it on this video. So much data has come out in the last few days, and we're going to get into it, what this might mean for the market, what I'm doing, what my strategy is doing, what the charts are saying, okay, because we're starting to get some sell signals on some of these charts. So ETH shorts have reached all-time highs. Now, there's two things that have happened recently. The last time we had the shorts push up, we actually ended up having a short squeeze. But the first time I started to short Ethereum with the shorts, when shorts started to reach all-time highs, and the market completely tanked. The price came down 50 or 60%. So take this with a pinch of salt. You're going to see some people on social saying, oh, this is going to create a short squeeze. Well, actually, this didn't. When we shorted Ethereum on the ETF launch, I think Ethereum was around $4,000 and the price came down to like 1,800, right? So, and the shorters were right. So take it with a pinch of salt. We can look at it. To me, I'm kind of sensing that there is some sort of inside information going around the crypto market, because we're starting to see a sell-off in crypto and no sell-off in the stock market, right? So we're seeing, a clear divergence here. And there doesn't seem to be any reason for a panic in crypto, yet we're seeing a lot of sell pressure in crypto. So I will look at this and say, yeah, look, it looks to me like someone knows something, because it's not just Ethereum shorts. We're also seeing BlackRock just sold $500 million worth of Bitcoin. So we're starting to see huge outflows from the ETFs all at the same time, right? A lot of things are happening at the same time. We've recently seen a lot of these dormant wallets that have come up after 14 years that have started selling, after 10 years that have started selling, $8 billion, very large amounts of money being moved that hasn't been moved for a very long time. And a new wallet, sorry, not a new wallet, an existing wallet started to sell $81 million worth of Ethereum after zero activity for a year. So we keep seeing these signals flash up. Fidelity, this was very recently. This was today, guys, just a couple of hours ago. Fidelity sold $74 million worth of Ethereum. And if Fidelity were actually accumulating quite aggressively, and now we're starting to see outflows. There is around 910,000 Ethereum, which is worth 3.9 billion, that's currently stuck in Ethereum's exit queue. So people are actually starting to unstake Ethereum, which we can imagine they're planning to sell, right? I would imagine that that's the only reason you would unstake, right? Is to sell. Hey, you might want to move it. Might be moving it to cold storage. You might be moving it here or there, but usually this would lead to me believing that this is going to be people taking profits, right? When it all starts to get unstaked a certain amount of time, it can usually lead to profit taking. This might be what the ETFs are doing. They might be front running the market here, trying to front run this unstaking, but it also might be a sign of the times, right? If you have huge institutional adoption in Ethereum, why all of a sudden are you unstaking your Ethereum? Unless you're concerned about the price going down further. So we're probably going to see a lot of profit taken. 3.9 billion is a lot for ETH. It is a lot. We might see some more downside here. We also had an update from the SEC delaying the Bitwise and CoinShares XRP ETF, along with the Grayscale and Canary XRP Trust. The new deadline is now set to October, so I think that's going to be in line with the Ethereum, the Solana ETF that had a deadline by October as well. So again, it's strange to see why these things are being delayed, why they're getting delayed. And they're also being delayed to a time when usually the market kind of finds a top as well, which is a little bit worrying, because, if these things get approved, historically when the market comes to an end, how is it going to play out? How is it going to react? They might launch with very little interest, and that might spook the market a little bit, right? James Wynn has opened another 25x ETH long position. Is he right about Ethereum this time? So usually, I think if you went back and played it out and done the opposite to James Wynn, you would have made huge amounts. So historically, he trades like retail. So we can see that the institutions are selling, but James Wynn is buying, right? So we've got retail going long, and then the smart money shorting and selling. So we've got some nice confluence there that we potentially might see some more downside. Now, I have been taking longs, and I've also been taking profits, guys. So we took some longs recently. You can see here, I was like, 5,000 in profit, 5,000 in profit. But you see here, realized P&L, I'm banking the profit. So I'm not playing games in this market. As you guys know, I'm still looking for a top. I'm still looking for a top this cycle. I feel like we're close. I feel like we're very, very close to a top. And I am not playing games. If I'm in profits, I'm moving my stop losses to entry and I'm taking some profits off the table. So whatever happens, you know, you can't lose. I posted in my Discord saying, took profits, 25%, can't lose now, free lottery tickets. And they did come back and hit the stop loss. The same thing the next day. We came down, I long dumps, so I long support and I short resistance. And we took some longs, and again, they went into profits, quite a lot of profits actually, yesterday. And I took 25% off ETH, Sol, and BTC longs, and they came down and then hit the stop losses. So again, didn't lose any money, money banked. As long as I'm making profits, no one went broke taking profits, right? It's actually the greed that ruins us. It's not setting stop losses. It's not taking profits off the table. It's holding and holding and holding that ends up wrecking us. I do like to have little lottery tickets. As you've seen, most of my gains have been from long in bottoms or short in resistance, short in pumps, and just holding for a long periods of time and just holding and holding, and it's gone on to hit 100k or 150k. That's how a lot of my gains have been made. So I do like to get into these positions, and you know, you could argue that I could have closed all of these trades yesterday, but then if it had have continued to rally, which no one knows, I would have missed out on those big opportunities. So I am personally, this is just my strategy. I like to try and be in the game and I take small bits of profits just in case the market tanks right now, and I'm in a short, for example. Then I have exposure to that downside, right? I'm still in my same Ethereum short that we took, I think a few weeks back. The head short that I took, I've taken a lot of profits from it, but I am still in that short. So we had a lot of signs come up on the SMC bot, guys. Obviously, we went in this run, crazy run. We had a buy signal from the SMC bot down here. We rallied. We tried to get past all-time high. I said, this is why I'm opening a short position, because historically, when you come up to all-time highs, you're not just going to pierce through it, especially when you're up 200, 250% in a very short amount of time. You usually are going to come back down for a cool down. And we ended up getting this yellow candle here on the SMC bot. You see this yellow sign down here. This indicates that you might start a downtrend, and then we started to go into this downtrend ever since. This is support, so this is where I took some longs and took some profits. So long support, short resistance. I did take some longs here. We made some nice gains off this little pump here to the upside, and then we came down in the middle of the night, right? They always bring it down when the West is asleep. So I was actually asleep here because I probably would have taken a short because the SMC bot gave us a sell signal, and I would have taken a short here. But I was asleep. Most of the West is asleep. This is when they kind of tend to rug it. So bear in mind, guys, if we are going to come down again tonight, it's likely they're going to do it when the West is asleep. So in the middle of the night, they would bring it down here. So we had a sell signal from the SMC bot. We came back and retested the SMC moving average. The background has now started to turn red, so notice how the background's turning red. And now the trend is your friend until the end. Once you break through this this support level, it then becomes resistance. So we are now in a confirmed downtrend on the 4-hourly time frame. So where are we going from here? So we can clearly see that we're coming into this descending triangle, right? We have our resistance up here. Let me just show you. We have our resistance here. We have our resistance here, and you know, we're in this coiling of this descending triangle, and we clearly have our floor down here. And if we start to lose this floor, which I think we are starting to do, then the technical target of this is down here, right? So you could say $4,000 to 3.8k range is the technical target. And then our upside, if we break to the upside, our technical target would be 4.8k as well. So either way, similar to the BTC trade, do you remember we took a short on BTC? It came into the same sort of similar pattern. I said, this is the take profit target, and it really tanked very fast. And then it had a relief rally bounce to the upside and came up and liquidated everyone. That's possible. And we've just seen that play out on BTC. And it wouldn't surprise me if this kind of played out again, right? If we do pump to the upside, we need to break above this level here, right? So we might push up here. We're also going to need to break above the SMC 4-hourly moving average. And you can see now, every time we get close to this, it's likely going to sell off. We came up here, people took profits. We came up here, took profits. So again, it's been very good. Here it was support, right? It came down, it tried to test, it bounced, and then we pushed to the upside, but we lost it, and now it's resistance. So we could potentially come back and retest this 4-hourly. So the 4-hourly is kind of moving around like this at the moment, and I think this is definitely going to be an interesting area of resistance, and we technically could get rejected from that level. I want to see us break above the 4-hourly for any kind of bullish momentum, and then we have to get through this resistance as well. So we've got a lot of resistance there. We did start to close the 4-hourly below this support line here, okay? We did close the 4-hourly. This candle has not closed yet, so this 4-hourly candle closes in 1 hour 35, and it definitely could close below again, right? The more closes I see below this, the more concerned I'm going to be about seeing some more downside. And I want to see a daily close below this level, right? I want to see a daily close below this level. Another reason I think we might struggle here is we haven't had the green bottom signal, and it's been very consistent on Ethereum. Nearly all of the pullbacks have gone green and then moved to the upside, right? So what in a perfect world, we actually lose this support level, we come down here, we get the green, we get the bright green candle, and then that's going to be confluence for me to take a long position. And the yellow signal has been quite consistent as well, right? So we had the yellow indicating that we might go into a downtrend. So yeah, I'm looking for some confluence. The pro trader in my Discord has still not given a signal, and he's been smashing it. He's won every single month since February. And you know, I said to him, we don't need signals from you. Only give us signals when you're confident, or you know, you've got a strong trade setup. Personally, I do trade. I do trade a little bit more. I trade with very small amounts. But I do take a lot more trades. I'm a bit more of a degen trader, and he's like a low risk trader. He's literally trying to see if he can turn, you know, 10k into $1 million over a certain amount of years. So yeah, he hasn't opened a trade yet. It would be nice. I really want to see him give us confirmation. If he enters a short position, like when we come up to this, then I might be inclined to add to my short position, or when we come up to this resistance here. So I'm still keeping an eye out for his trade. He hasn't given us any more signals as of yet. Another thing we need to talk about is BTC, right? Because if BTC is going to come down, Ethereum is going to come down, crypto is going to come down, and we've talked about this level before, and I said that this is my first top of the market area, right? I said that this might actually be the top of the market. Not 100% confident on it. I'm not saying it's guaranteed top. I'm just saying, you guys know I'm looking for a top of the market, and this was my first area that I was interested in. Why? Well, it's been the top of the market ever since 2017, right? Top of the market here, top of the market 2021. And the thing that scares me about this is it's almost repeating the exact pattern that we had last cycle, right? We pushed up, we hit the resistance, we came down, we pushed a little bit higher, M pattern, retested this white line here, bear market, right? We've pushed up, we've tapped it for the first time, we've come back, we've found support, pushed to the top, a little bit higher again. Are we going to come back here, retest this white line? Look how similar this white line of support is as well. Retest the support line, bear market, right? And we also came below the SMC monthly here, just below the SMC monthly, and this would probably take us just below the SMC monthly again. We have a lot of confluence here if we end up closing this candle, guys, and we try to pierce through this level. What happened when we tried to pierce through this level? We pushed up to 123k. We tried to push up to 124k. We can't deny we're getting extreme sell pressure when we try to push through these levels. And this candle is still below the resistance, right? Even though we got above, we did get above, we're still back below. And it doesn't close for 12 days. So we still got 12 days until this candle closes. And it could close bearish again. It could close below this resistance. And I would be quite concerned if we do close below this, guys, because every time we come up here, these dormant wallets start to sell. You know, people who haven't sold for 14 years start to empty their bags. And the trend is your friend until the end. This is resistance, right? This is resistance. The trend is your friend until the end. Until I see this monthly candle close above this, this is the same resistance that's been carrying us since 2018 and nothing's changed, right? We've wicked above, but the candles are still trying to close below. What might terrify me is if we get a yellow candle. If we get another yellow candle, you see here on the SMC bot, this yellow candle was the top of the market, right? And if you shorted at 60k down to 115, 116k, life-changing, right? Absolutely life-changing gains, and the whole market tanked here as well. Altcoins, Ethereum, and it would have been the signal for me. I didn't have this at the time, but it would have been the signal for me to short the market. If we get a yellow candle confirm here, how insane is that going to be, right? Because we're going this green pump into yellow marked the top of the market. If this green pump goes into a yellow candle here, we also have the yellow candle here, right? The yellow candle here, which started this downtrend to confirmation, into grays, into green, into grays, into green. If this confirms yellow, there's too many signals for me. I will open a huge short position, ridiculous short position. And my stop loss will probably be above the previous spikes. Very low risk here because, if it pushes above the spikes, I just hit my stop loss. So my downside is incredible returns if this is right, and my upside is very low. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just a trader, guys, and I have to short patterns. If I see patterns and we're at key resistance, I have to short it. And it's not just Bitcoin we're at resistance, right? We're at resistance on the S&P as well. So we have some confluence here that we are at some major resistance levels. And pretty much the whole market expects us to pump in the next few months, right? The entire market is talking about Q4, alt season. It's when we're all going to get rich. It's when we're even going to get money. Even Coinbase came out and posted saying that altcoin season is about to start in this month. That's not usually how the market works, right? It doesn't work where everyone says this is the month we make money, because people sell and take profits before that month, right? If everyone is saying we're going to make money in November, that's when we're all going to get rich. Everyone's been buying up before that. Usually everyone's been buying up before that level, right? And they start to take profits when everyone thinks we're going to get rich. So, be very cautious. You guys know I'm already 65% in cash. Why am I not completely in cash? Because nobody knows what's going to happen in this market. I can't predict exactly what's going to happen. That's why I hedge, right? That's why I'm 65% in cash. I took some profits here. This is the last time I took some profits. We shorted the market. We come up to the orange line. It's been very simple, right? Orange line, resistance, market dumped. Orange line, support, market pumped. Orange line resistance, this is where we sold. So we bought down here in the bear market. When we come down to the orange line, this is where we bought altcoins. This is where we bought Bitcoin, Solana, and the whole market rallied. This is where we took profits and we shorted the market. The whole market dumped. This is where we bought back into the market. We took some long positions on Solana. I think Solana was like $100, and the entire market pumped. And now we keep coming back to this orange line again. And we're at BTC final boss resistance, right? We're seeing there's a huge resistance level here across the board in the markets. We're seeing institutions starting to sell. And I'm going to do a macro video about the TradFi market, because we're seeing a lot of signs in crypto, but we also have a lot of red flags in the jobs data. The PPI increased. People are in crazy debts. Housing is out of control. People can't afford to pay their bills. The macro is looking very rough as well. And Nvidia is an 18x up, right? So given the situation we're in right now, Nvidia is 18x up. A lot of stocks have been up only. It's over a $4 trillion market cap, and no one seems to be taking any profits. Leveraged longs are reaching all-time highs. It's getting a bit crazy in the markets right now, guys. It's getting a bit crazy, and I do think we are going to have some sort of a correction and a pullback, especially in crypto. I think we are going to see this pullback. I will admit we haven't really reached extreme euphoria. That's probably the only thing that's missing. And the question is, if we didn't see extreme euphoria with the president of the United States launching a meme coin, and we didn't see extreme euphoria with Eric Trump saying buy Ethereum, and even the president's been buying Bitcoin and Ethereum. I mean, is it going to come? Like, where is it going to come from? Where is the extreme euphoria going to come from? It's usually true, right? It's usually true. We had it last cycle. There was extreme euphoria. Does it always have to happen is what I'm asking. Do we have to go into extreme euphoria? Are traders becoming smarter? I think a lot of traders are becoming smarter. Retail actually taking a lot of profits after 100K. At 100K BTC, retail are taking a lot of profits off the table. It's gone up from 16K. They've sat through these 70-80% corrections over and over again. In my opinion, they're getting smarter. They're getting smarter. They're not going to sit here and hold into a bear market, right? When historically, time and time again, we have huge corrections. Everyone takes profit. Retail get dumped on. Are they getting smarter? Are we going to go into extreme greed over and over again? Are we going to get all of these obvious signs that the market's topping? We might not get those signs, right? And do you have a strategy for that? Do you have a strategy if we are topping here? Because I do. I've already taken profits in the pumps, right? We took some profits on BTC in all-time high, and we took some more profits at 100K from our altcoins. Do you have a strategy if we do crash down here? And if we go into a massive Q4, do you have a strategy? Because I still have, 30% in altcoins, right? I'm still been buying stocks. So do you have a strategy if we do continue the rallies? And do you have a strategy if we come down? Let me know what your thoughts are, guys, on some of this data, what you think. Do you think the market's topped? Do you think Bitcoin is going to close the monthly below here? And where do you think we're going from here? Don't forget, none of the information in this video is financial advice. Do your own research. Investing in crypto is highly risky. You can lose all of your money investing in anything at any time. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research. If you want to get involved with us, guys, you want to join the Patreon, you can head over to my X account here. Here is the name of my Twitter. And then click this link, and in there you'll see the Patreon logo. It's on the left of all the emblems. And then you click that, you can join us. You can see all my updates. You can see the pro traders buy and sell alerts. You can see all of the trades we're taking. That's pretty much it for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the video to stay up to date with the latest. Until then, I will catch you guys in the next one.